Divorce is getting ugly at NBC Universal. If I was collecting woke welfare from MSNBC, I would take a break from polishing this turd and start polishing my resume. I would be worried about job security or the complete lack thereof because NBC has sent a clear message to their former welfare recipients at MSNBC. Not only are we unwilling to subsidize you going forward, we also want absolutely nothing to do with you. We don't want to be associated with the absolute filth that this network produces. Several months ago, NBC Universal, or Comcast, they announced that they were splitting the company. They were distancing themselves from networks like MSNBC, CNBC, USA Network, something called SYFY. Well, KC, that's the Sci-Fi Channel. That network is great! Yeah, I hear the Sci-Fi Channel is the favorite channel for the Star Trek virgin Mike Freeman. Instead of having to make the arduous journey to the Death Star in another failed attempt to try to seduce R2-D2, Mike can sit on his couch and fantasize about the Ewoks on the Sci-Fi Channel. Basically, NBC Universal, they are distancing themselves from networks that aren't drawing an audience. Networks like Bravo, which remains extremely popular with women, Peacock, which used to be popular with grown men who snack on their own boogers and watch sports entertainers from WWE give each other passionate pile drivers. NBC is holding on to the networks and the streaming services that are performing. But in this divorce, networks like MSNBC, they are being split into another company that's called Versant. You know, most divorces are ugly. It's very, very rare to have a civil divorce. There are often fights over money, custody battles with the children. Oh, the children! It's all about the children! Sometimes during the process of divorce, people will fight over names. Perhaps the woman wants to keep the husband's last name, so her last name is the same as her kids. Maybe the husband wants to distance himself from his ex-wife. Maybe he no longer wants to be associated with her, so he doesn't want her continuing to carry his last name. Unfortunately for MSNBC, they find themselves in the second scenario. When NBC split the company, MSNBC only had two requests. They wanted permission to use the Peacock logo for obvious reasons. MSNBC is a network dedicated to diversity, and the Peacock is very inclusive. It represents damn near every color of the rainbow. But more importantly, MSNBC wanted to keep their name. We wanted to maintain our brand, which is absolutely worthless. During divorce proceedings, MSNBC only had two simple requests, but NBC is so eager to distance themselves from this garbage, they said no to both of them, which means MSNBC here in a few months will no longer exist. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor of today's video, my good friends at BuzzBlocker. One of the most annoying things about being outside in the summer, besides the unrelenting heat down here in the South, one of the worst things about summer, mosquitoes and no-see-ums. A couple of weeks ago, I'm outside after a storm trying to grill. The mosquitoes were absolutely relentless. I came inside the house looking like a leper. In my experience, a lot of these repellents are ineffective. They seem to attract mosquitoes instead of repelling them, which is why I have started using mosquito repellent from BuzzBlocker. BuzzBlocker was created by a mother whose daughter was allergic to bug bites. When nothing else on the market worked, she decided to create something for her daughter that was actually effective. BuzzBlocker repellent is made from 100% organic ingredients and it's DEET-free. More importantly, it actually works. It says it right here on the bottle, the one that actually works. I apply BuzzBlocker before going outside and there's not a mosquito or no-see-um willing to touch me. When you're outside in the summer, you're not going outside without sunscreen. You should have the same mentality with mosquitoes and no-see-ums. BuzzBlocker comes with a money-back guarantee, so if it doesn't work for you, which it will, but if it doesn't, you will get a full refund. So protect yourself this summer by clicking the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20 to save 20% off your first purchase with BuzzBlocker. Headline at Variety: MSNBC will change name to MSNOW after NBC Universal split. MS what? MS who? MS Now? What kind of name is that? In this era of the identifier, I have seen people give themselves some strange names. When Elizabeth Warren chooses to identify as an Indian, she prefers to be called Tallulah. I once saw a college kid named Ross identifying as a tulip. Perhaps the most infamous name change is Shannon Sharp. Hey, it's me, Shay Shay! Dude's damn near 60 years old, and he wants the cool kids to call him Shay Shay. But I'm struggling to understand why MSNBC is being given the opportunity to change their name. They're being given the opportunity to rebrand themselves, which, by the way, this network is in desperate need of rebranding. And they take this opportunity to rebrand themselves by renaming the network MSNOW. It doesn't even have a nice ring to it. When I think of MSNBC, the only thing I want them doing now is getting off my TV. As it turns out, MSNOW is an acronym. Back in the 90s when they originally launched, the network was a collaboration between Microsoft and NBC, hence the name MSNBC. Now, the acronym stands for My Source News Opinion World. If they really wanted to fully rebrand, they should have renamed the network TURD, because that's the only thing MSNBC produces. According to Variety, Rebecca Cutler is the chief at MSNBC, which is a strange job title at this network because you're not allowed to say the word chief on the air. Several years ago, deacons at Woke United Methodist banned the word chief. According to the deacons, chiefs should be referred to as guardians or commanders. So I guess Rebecca is the new commander at MSNBC. According to Rebecca, the future of our success is not tied to remaining within the NBC family and using the cock as part of our identity. Yeah, no shit. That's because NBC kicked you out of the family. From my understanding, NBC is no longer allowing MSNBC to use their journalists. Matter of fact, NBC now considers MSNBC to be competition. As a result, MSNBC has spent the last few weeks hiring a new team of journalists. Check out some of these heavy hitters: David Noriega, Vaughn Hilliard, Brandy Zadrozny. Who, and who? I guess MSNBC is keeping with their tradition of hiring unknowns. These new journalists, they will fit in great with the unknowns hosting these primetime dumps. Hopefully, their families will be watching because no one else will be. If handled correctly, this could actually be a good thing for MSNBC. Like I said, this network is in desperate need of rebranding. Outside of Rachel Maddow, there is not a host on the roster capable of attracting Wiener to a freshly toasted bun. They replaced Joy Reid with Simone Sanders. It's been a disaster. They've been trying to replace Rachel Maddow for years now. They tried Alex Wagner. Huge embarrassing failure. Over the last few months, they have tried Little Red Riding Hood Jen Psaki. Besides her lovely hair, the only thing red on this primetime dump is her ratings losses. The thing is, Jen Psaki is a talented host. I don't agree with her politically. She's definitely a paid propagandist, but Jen Psaki should be drawing ratings. I don't expect her to match Rachel Maddow, but at the same time, she also should not be losing half her audience. So why is Jen Psaki struggling? Hell, why is everyone at MSNBC struggling? Maybe, just maybe, it's because MSNBC is a dying brand. Same thing happened over at CNN. Doesn't matter who CNN puts in prime time, no one is watching. This is MSNBC's opportunity to rebrand itself. They're under new leadership. It's a completely different company. This is their opportunity to eradicate the woke fungus. This is their opportunity to hire women with hair. Whether real or synthetic doesn't matter. At this point, MSNBC just needs women who are willing to have hair. The question is, will MSNBC take this opportunity and actually rebrand themselves? Or is this just a forced name change? Me personally, I think it's the latter. I don't think MSNBC is serious about rebranding and appealing to normal people. Take a look at a couple of clips from MSNBC last week. You tell me if they're serious about rebranding. Watch for yourself.
You don't think more police make streets safer?
No, Joe. I'm a black woman in America.
DC does have one really big crime problem, which was the January 6th insurrection incited by the current president of the United States. I'm not afraid of losing my wallet so much as I'm afraid of losing my vote. I'm not afraid of losing my wallet so much as I'm afraid that my children's freedom to breathe will be stolen in a world where climate change policy is non-existent.
This network. The women are bald, and the one dude with hair looks like he stuck his finger in an electric ass. Is it any wonder why no one is watching this network? Is it any wonder why NBC is distancing themselves? According to Variety, MSNBC will be allowed to keep their current name for the next few months. If I had to guess, the name change will probably go into effect next year. But I'm wondering about the future of the network. Corporations are not in the business of letting go of profitable assets. There's a reason NBC is keeping Bravo. There's a reason they're keeping Peacock. Now, I don't think Peacock is profitable just yet, but I would imagine that NBC is assuming that streaming is the future. If you look at the networks that NBC let go of, they're all struggling networks. The Golf Channel, CNBC, Sci-Fi, USA Network. It makes me wonder about the future of MSNBC. Now, obviously, they're not going out of business tomorrow, but it makes me wonder if they're struggling. Makes me wonder if MSNBC is no longer as profitable. What do you guys think? Why is NBC letting go of MSNBC? With the name change, do you think MSNBC will rebrand itself? Or will it be the same garbage? Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.